I don't hate the government, and I come like Andrew Wallace, you know. Even though I still vote for Michael Manley.
He's dead now.
What church of Jesus still, you know what I mean? So, sir, if you should win, is your balls big enough to take on Jesus?
No, sorry. That's a bit low. Like, it's a bit low.
My apologies.
It was supposed to be your average political forum, buttoned up, policy heavy, and predictably polite. But when Western Westmoreland JLP candidate Dr. Garfield James took the mic at the Boardwalk Shopping Village in Negril, well, things took a turn for the hilarious. On Tuesday, the Negril Chamber of Commerce hosted its second and final candidate forum at the Boardwalk Shopping Village, where business leaders, tourism stakeholders, and curious residents turned out to hear from Jamaica Labour Party standard bearer for Western Westmoreland, Dr. Garfield James. Dr. James laid out his vision for the constituency, from infrastructure, water, and environmental issues to boosting business and tourism. Dr. James was fielding questions and the room was locked in. But just when things were getting serious, One Love tour operator, PNP supporter, and certified positive provocateur, Lenbert 5-star General Williams, dropped a question so bold it nearly knocked the starch out of everyone's shirt.
Sir, if you should win, is your balls big enough to take on Jesus? You man, I can't answer the question.
That's right. He went there. And just like that, the town hall went from constituency development talk to bus-a-laugh central. Directors from the chamber scrambled to scold the general for his low blow.
Sorry. That's a bit low. Like, it's a bit low.
My apologies.
Thank you. What was the question?
That question can't answer.
He gave a present.
I don't think it's one.
My apologies.
It's going below this.
It's below.
My apologies. There wasn't a question.
But Dr. James, he was unbothered. In fact, he appeared amused. Dr. James chuckled, nodded, and responded politely, even hailing Lenbert's passion for community and accountability.
Okay, I can see that this gentleman is very passionate.
Very.
Even as Negril Chamber directors suggested he save any other questions for Dr. James for after the meeting. And that's exactly what happened. Outside, after the meeting, Lenbert and James linked up for a private convo and an impromptu photo shoot. No hard feelings, no egos bruised, no campaign derailed, just a classic case of island-style conflict resolution. A talk, a laugh, and a picture for the memories. Just two grown men sharing ideas, sharing laughs, and sharing camera space.
Yeah, I don't need no mic in them. That's my vote is loud. Mr. James, congratulations on your victory. You're a brave man. And I only want to know that you have a united JLP going forward. Because if the JLP is not united, Ian Mills is a formidable opponent. And we don't want him to run away with the cheese. We want the JLP to have him on his toes. I don't want him to have too much of an easy victory. Assuming that he's going to win. But I want him to put up a strong fight. Some evil things have taken place in this town recently. And I'm not going to blame the JLP. I'm going to blame us for not being strong enough. For example, Lady Princess with thousands of rooms open and cannibalized many of the big properties and small properties in Negril without any new marketing plan. Because Lady Princess alone has the potential to remove 100,000 tourists from Negril. Because how can a government be building a monstrosity? You don't need a microscope to stand up on the moon and see the place like this. The amount of tourists that place is going to take away without any new marketing was no foresight, and no marketing strategy. So now, if you should win, what kind of marketing plan would you be putting in place? I mean, you're a young man, and you're very inexperienced, so we're willing to work with you. So I'm just going to tell you that if you should win, we should have a marketing plan in place to garner at least an additional 200,000 tourists to this community to offset the amount of tourists that Lady Prince is going to take away. Not even talking about the water that this disingenuous government took from its people in the middle of a drought and gave it to Lady Princess. All right? And now they're talking about bringing water from Martha Bray to Negril when you have carburetor right down the south with 13 million potential gallons of water every day. Now, would you be strong enough to tell people like Matthew Samu that if you stop taking Negril people for country people? Because as the Bible says, wise men are from the west. So I would only want to know that you're strong enough. Negril Beach is the greatest asset this country has outside of its people. Negril Beach was voted by TripAdvisor in 2018 and 2019 as among the top beach on the planet, out of a pool of about 3,700 seats. I will try to clarify that. Now, how would you leverage the Negril Beach to ensure that it generates the kind of an income that Saudi Arabia and Oman and Kuwait is getting from your island? Because I equate the beach to finding oil. I mean, you will not have to find no new oil, because if you find oil now, Syria must squander it, because we have Negril Beach and we have squander it. Look at the amount of pothole with tourists of the dash every day if you come. Look at the amount of traffic jam, Lucy, Hopewell, and the whole thing. It is an embarrassment, the amount of inconvenience that our tourists have to face to access our community. Let me tell you the wickedest thing we've seen happen recently. NEP wrote a proposal to the United Nations Environmental Development Fund to get rid of the fire that is choking out Negril Beach annually. And every year it is getting worse and worse because of climate change and the deforestation that is affecting the rainfall. And the whole of the money come, and Kingston people them take with the money, and them spend the money for administration, them spend it on consultancy, and them spend it on research, and them did not spend 1 cent to put out the fire. When all it took was to raise the gardens, what do you call it, the students' gate, that's what they call it. I'm not an expert. Raise the water 6 inches and fix it.
So, while the race in Western Westmoreland heats up, let it be known, Lenbert, ever the provocateur, reminded us that sometimes progress needs a little push. And Garfield James' response proves he can keep a cool head, crack a smile, and maybe even win over the 5-star general. One awkward question at a time.